Thor Love and Thunder currently the latest movie of MCU and Chris Hemsworth, and this movie is indeed a good one. So here I am to give you a review. The reason why I'm taking so much time because there are some morons in my street who are causing noise all the time, and in night time, dear God, it's not in my favor for power supply. Well, never mind this. So let's begin the review. The story begins with Gore, who was struggling to save his daughter and praying a lot to the God he believes, but no response. After Gore's daughter passed away, Gore buried her in the sand, and he heard a very loud noise. He follows it and found food and water there. And then suddenly he's find out the god of light of his planet. He talks about he's one of the followers of him. He requested to restore all the people because Gore was the only one left of his own kind. But as that god being an arrogant, he said he just killed a guy with a necro sword, so why will he listen to a very small person? And also he mentioned if all are dead, more will come. They don't matter for him at all. Gore begs him about how much he struggles. His daughter dies because of his faith in him. But that god was in a mood to listen. And in anger, Gore throws away the amulet. That angers the god, but Necrosword chooses the god to kill that god. After killing him, God started hunting other gods. On the planet Earth, Jane Foster was facing her life's last part as she have stage 4 cancer, and she looks at book about Vikings she heard about Valkyrie, who is now leading the new Asgard, and Jane just thought of Thor and his Mjolnir. She visits the town when she sees Thor's broken hammer, which is broken by Hela. The pieces of Mjolnir start making thunder and they start assembling together, like they find another worthy person of hammer. On the other side of the world, our god of thunder, who is out of his mental illness and focused on make himself fit again like he was before. But after all this, he's more focused on finding the purpose of his life because lost his mother, father, brother, friends, people, and many more. But whenever Thor heard a pray to him, he won't stop, he just go and save the person who's praying to him. One day, Guardians contact him to fight for a planet where some bad guys take over the land and they have to free the land. When Thor and team reaches there, the king mentioned that their god somehow dead, but we know it's God's work. And those bad guys take over the holy shrine. Thor did his best to get rid of those bad guys, but sadly he's unable to save the shrine. After the mission, they got so many messages about their gods are killed and there is no way they can find out how. And also Thor got a message from Lady Sif, and in no delay Thor reaches her and she told him that whoever is killing God is running to Asgard. Thor rushes to save the people of New Asgard, where Thor finds out Mjolnir is in the battlefield, but who's holding it? Thor then sees Jane Foster. There we see some flashback, where one of the flashbacks shows about how they spend time together, and when Thor talks to Mjolnir about protecting Jane, and we can see Asgardian symbol glowing up like Mjolnir have a consciousness like Stormbreaker. You may see a lot of jealous moment as well. Anyway, so what happened later is Thor is doing his best to counter the monsters, and then Gore shows up who tried to get Stormbreaker, but he failed. To get attention of Thor, he uses the kids by kidnapping them. Thor has to find the kids no matter what. Next day, whole team decided to fight Gore in his own place to get all kids. But Heimdall's kid uses his power and tell Thor about where they are. So later our god rushes to seek help from gods, but Zeus, seriously that guy acts so stupid who didn't understand that Thor is the new High Father of Asgard. Thor demanded Zeus' lightning bolt to fight Gore to get advantage against Gore, but Zeus denied, and worse, he ordered to keep everyone as hostage because Gore can come to them if the location of gods is revealed. Thor, Valkyrie, and Jane start fighting in the guards, and Zeus uses his bolt on Korg, and seeing this makes Thor really angry. And when Zeus throws a bolt to Thor, he makes holes in him. Valkyrie retrieves the bolt and everyone are set to leave the place and strike Gore. In the midway, Jane tells Thor about she is dying and every time she picks up the Mjolnir, she is getting more serious condition. And then they all arrive at Gore's place, but Jane finds a symbol that shows Stormbreaker is key to eternity, who will grant a wish to anyone who reach out to him. And she threw the Stormbreaker away far as she can. And then Gore shows up and forced Thor to bring the Stormbreaker. And then the fight begins. But Gore managed to hurt Valkyrie with the Zeus bolt and team had to retreat. So Thor summons Bifrost and take everyone back to Earth. But Gore got the Stormbreaker. Back on Earth, Jane was really in a bad condition, so she had to admit it in a hospital, while Valkyrie is also in a bad condition as well. Thor goes to the place where Gore was about to open the door of eternity, and one of the statues about to fall on the kids, but Thor managed to save those kids. Gore suddenly started creating the creatures of shadow, and Thor gives his power to the kids who are kidnapped there. Well, because he had Thunderbolt, not Stormbreaker or Mjolnir that can give him power, and actually he had yellow sparks, not blue sparks, so uh, you may get it. The fight is keep on between those two, a god and a god butcher. And Thor was about to fall down, but suddenly Jane Foster shows up on Valkyrie's horse, and this was confirmed that Jane will die as soon she left the Mjolnir. Jane did her best to get hands over Gore while Thor retrieves the Stormbreaker, and he gave it Heimdall's son so he can teleport everyone who is kidnapped back to Earth. Thor and Gore keep fighting, and then Jane threw her hammer and broke the Necrosword, and then she used her full power to destroy the Necrosword into the very tiny little pieces that the sword will never ever recover. But the door of eternity was open, and Gore rushes to eternity to demand the wish of killing every single god exist in the world. But suddenly Thor shows up and tells Gore to do not wish for this because it won't give him a peace at all. Instead, he should ask for his daughter to make her return in this world once again. And then Thor rushes to Jane Foster because she was dying. And this scene literally makes Gore thinking about his daughter as she was dying in the arms of Gore, and the way same as Jane is dying. This literally make him feel literally sad about his daughter, and he agrees to bring his daughter back. But then he mentioned that he's already dying, so who's gonna take care of her? Then Jane Foster said, hold up, that Thor guy is a good one. Just ask for her. She'll be okay in his arms. And Gore demands for his daughter. Gore dies in his daughter's lap, and Jane also dies in Thor's arms as well. But this is not just the ending. Every kids who were kidnapped back to the earth, and Valkyrie was training all the kids so they can defend themselves. And Thor have a new reason to live. He's now adopted father of Gore's daughter. Somehow she has superpowers as well. And Thor give her his own Stormbreaker, so she will fight for those who cannot protect themselves. But later in scene, we see Zeus is alive. And he is telling the people of his own kind that people are not afraid of gods. They consider the gods as a joke. And all they see in the sky is a flying superhero. They will fear the god once again when they see Thor falling from the sky. And then we see Hercules in the sea. And that's how movie ends. I know that's a very lame and stupid way to make the review, but after all, what can I do? Don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day, everyone. See you later in the next video.